I hope they need officers. That's all I can say. Right. Bad habits. The soldering lifestyle is a healthy one, yet its intense sexual life is also conducive to developing certain habits which are inimical to total body fitness. Both high alcohol consumption and smoking can impact upon your performance in SAS selection. Smoking impairs the lungs' efficient processing of oxygen, a substance you will need in plentiful supply during the punishing endurance marches. It also makes the stamina exercises more unpleasant to do by constricting the airways. Many people who complete SAS training are smokers. Well, there you are then. But considering the long-term health risks and your desire to have every advantage possible during selection, the preparation phase might be a good time for a soldier to quit. Alcohol does not cause any problems as long as it is in moderation. Yeah, but what's moderation? An occasional pint can replenish energy if you are working your body hard during the day. However, excessive consumption has many dangers, including what you may do when you are drunk. A former infantryman, as a bet, drank a bottle of kettle descaling acid after an epic night of drinking. He is now officially disabled and has to take almost all his food in pureed form because of this horribly damaged esophagus and stomach. His military career ended instantly. Apart from the dangers of physical damage, remember that senseless actions that involve the police, military or otherwise, will be reported to the SAS recruiters and can result in them precluding you from selection. If your drinking is heavy and repetitive every day or every other day, then this may cause problems with controlling your weight. Alcohol has a very high calorific content and can also lead to problems with your thought processes. Selection is as mentally demanding as it is physically tough. If you have been drinking substantially the night before an exercise, your mental processes may be sluggish and crucial mistakes could be made in, say, your navigational tasks. A final bad habit is drug abuse. Drugs come in all shapes and have a variety of effects. From so-called soft drugs, such as cannabis, to powerful mind-bending substances, such as heroin. If you take illegal drugs, you are not right for the SAS. I agree with that. I go for that. Yes, it is. I'm going to read that one again, just to show how much it means to me. If you take illegal drugs, you are not right for the SAS. Not for our boys, you're not. Not for our boys. Yeah, somewhere else, but not for our boys. If you take illegal drugs, you are not right for the SAS. You heard it from me twice. Right. Dehydration impacts on everything from energy levels to mental ability. So keeping hydrated will give you a good foundation for performance. Drugs affect temperament, thought processes, health and physical coordination, and effects can last days, even weeks after a single usage. Moreover, the drug testing policies of most military forces today mean that if you are caught, some drugs can be detected in the bloodstream 3 months after consumption. Be careful when you book your test. Make it well in advance, you know. Then forget SAS training. Your whole military career could be over instead. food. The food that you eat is the final element of total body fitness. Fitness nutrition is an advanced science all of its own. But when it comes to SAS training, there are several basic facts about your diet of which you should be aware. You've got to be careful what you eat, haven't you? First, eat a balanced diet. The age-old advice, this is age-old advice, but it needs some discipline to obey. Cut out or significantly reduce your intake of junk food and focus on eating plenty of fruit and vegetables. About 5 servings a day is recommended. When trying to elevate your energy levels, do not rely on sugary snacks. The energy provided is easily burnt off and may leave you feeling even more drained than before. Instead, focus on carbohydrates such as pasta, bread, fruit, pulses, and starchy vegetables such as potatoes. These will give you long-term energy that will be more useful during the exhausting selection process. Now, I have a question. I read a book by Max Lugavere called Genius Mind. Right? It's on Amazon. Genius Mind. It's a New York Times bestseller, I think. And I bought this book. And you cut out carbohydrates to a big extent. You don't eat bread. You don't eat pasta. You don't eat rice. You don't even eat potatoes, which are nice, aren't they? I like potatoes. You don't eat them. You cut carbohydrates right down. You eat lots of protein, lots of certain kinds of fats. You eat vegetables, loads of protein. Seeds are great, nuts are great. Don't eat rice, bread and pasta. And I'll tell you what, I've always been pretty fit. You know what I mean. I didn't try to lose weight. I stuck strictly to that. I cut out tea, coffee, milk and sugar as well, which I got back on. I haven't worn out. But I cut out on tea, coffee, milk and sugar to stick rigidly to this diet. I cut out I didn't eat any rice. I ate loads of nuts and seeds, some fruit, good vegetables for 5 months. And without trying to lose weight, I lost 2 stone, which is 28 pounds, which is probably about, I don't know how many kilograms that is, but probably about 12 kilograms or something. It's a lot of weight to lose. I don't know the maths on that one. I know what stones is because that's what we had, stones and pounds and ounces. Didn't really catch up with kilograms. I don't really know what it means. But I stuck to this diet, and the book by Max Luger, he's written another one as well. And the reason I read it, because I wanted to find foods that were good for the brain. And I should take off my hat because I'm being serious. And I'm not only being serious, where's my glasses go? How can what do I do? I'm being serious. It's a good idea. I changed my diet fundamentally about 4 or 5 years ago, and I felt better. I felt a lot better. I lost 2 stone in weight, whatever that is. You can work it out. I can't. You can. Lost 2 stone in weight without trying to lose weight, and I didn't need to lose a bit of weight at the time. I felt good. Felt really good. Good diet. I had to have a cup of tea. I just had to start having tea again. I had a whole big box of tea, and I just had to have a cup of tea, and wow, wasn't a cup of tea nice after 5 months with no tea? I still follow the diet to some extent. I still follow this diet to some extent. I fry food with coconut oil. You don't use, rapeseed oil or whatever. You don't use that. You fry coconut oil, and I fry eggs. Eggs are pretty good for you. They love, this guy Max Luger thinks avocados are really great for you. Seeds and nuts are really great for you. Really good for you. See your brain, you got to keep your brain work on the brain. They make the brain, help the brain work. He was a bit strange about some things. I mean, he said the brain is 80% water and 20% fat or something. So, what do? You get your energy from fats, not from sugars, not from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates turn into sugars, which give you energy. Well, you don't do it that way. You get your energy from fats, according to him. But I think that's a bit questionable. I don't know. But the fact is, the diet is really spot on. It's a bit like the keto diet, but it's not exactly like it, I think. I've read a bit about the keto diet, and people say, oh, it's the keto diet, but it's a bit different. But what I highly recommend, if you can take these things, seeds are very good for you. Eat lots of seeds and nuts. Some nuts are better than others, but you can look it up yourself. Seeds are really good for you. Nuts are really good for you. If you love potatoes like I do, just have them once in a while because they're nice. I love potatoes. And bread, I love brown bread, but you cut it out. But once in a while, buy some bread and have a little bit, you know. And fats, well, there's loads of fats in nuts, fats in seeds. Yeah, fats. Fats are really good for you. They're the right kind of fats. So you change your diet. You cut down on pasta. You cut it right out if you can. Cut pasta right out. You cut rice right out. You cut potatoes right out. That's a pity, isn't it? You don't have chips, so you just have them once in a while. And I felt a lot better. It did me a lot of good. And I didn't try to lose weight. I needed to lose a bit of weight because I got a little bit overweight. I wasn't doing much, and I've been eating too much. But I lost 2 stone. That's a lot. That's 28 pounds, which I reckon is about 12 kilos. It's a very rough guess. 12 kilos. That's a lot of weight to lose when you're not trying to lose weight and you need to lose weight. And this chap, 12 minutes we've been going. Okay, someone else who worked with this particular writer, Max Lugavere, he was very fat apparently, and he lost loads of weight. He wasn't fat anymore. And so, and he didn't. I understand. I didn't try to lose. I didn't diet. Because the thing is, why I reckon, because you eat this very healthy food, like with seeds and the nuts and all this stuff, you're getting the nutrition you need, so you don't crave a lot more food in the way you do if you eat things which aren't nutritious. So I highly recommend Max Lugavere's book. I got it. I wanted to see what foods are good for the brain. I just wanted to find, well, foods are good for the brain. I mean, you can other things are good for the brain, but what foods are good for the brain? So I read up on it, and nuts and seeds are really good. And vegetables are good, green vegetables, but not grains, not rice, not porridge. You see, a lot of people think porridge is good. Well, this chap doesn't think that. Porridge is not so good for you. Porridge is nice as well, isn't it? And a bowl of cornflakes with sugar on. It's lovely. Really nice. But you can't have them. Well, you can, but only once in a while. So I've got to get back to my essay because I'm never going to get, because I've got, I'm not going to go in at the down. I've got to go in as an officer, haven't I? And what's he got? I've got to get on. Wait a second. I've got to get jobs as an officer. They need people like me in England. The British Army. Shine. Soldiers tend to carry many metal objects which can reflect sunlight. See you. Watch. A special forces soldier should ensure that anything which can reflect light is blacked out with polish or camouflage colouring. Gonna look a bit strange walking down the shopping mall with your watch camouflaged, aren't you? Smell. Smell tends to be overlooked when soldiers first join CT. Smokers, for example, might not smoke in the field, but their clothing could be impregnated with tobacco fumes. These will become reactivated when the soldier sweats, leaving a tobacco scent upon the air which could be detected by a sentry. Other scents include aftershave, strong-smelling soap, as well as the after effects of certain foods, for example, garlic and other heavily spiced foods. Sound. When on surveillance ops, everything should be conducted in absolute silence. CT, what's that? CT, is that training or something? Commando training or something. CT gives instruction in the common body of hand signals. Oh, you go away. I can do hand signals. You go away. Go on, clear off. That's the way I do hand signals. And you learn. It's instinctive. Okay, sound. Which enable the soldiers to communicate effectively in the field without verbal interchange. Did you see that James Bond film? There's a James Bond film with Judi Dench, who was a bit of a disaster as M. And Judi Dench and this other person are out there, and they don't want to be seen, and they're walking across this area of open land. They don't want to be seen, but they think they can use a torch so they can see. They just think they can use a torch. And so they use this torch, and, someone sees them, and I think they get into a bit of trouble. But, well, they should have read this book, because anyone who reads this book won't, in the dark, put on a torch, particularly if they're the head of the British Secret Service. No. And while I'm going to make another video in a minute, because I have another good book. This is probably a very good book. I've learned something from it already myself. It's probably a good book. But I think if I'm going to be an officer, I'll probably go for something a bit easier. Like the, what should I go for? Oh, we've got igloos. You're building an igloo. No, thank you. You're building igloos. They're obviously going to the kind of terrain I'm not interested in. Oh, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Join the army and you can be dressed like that. Why? Because it's cold. What's all this? Combat survival training. Combat. Combat. Look at that. What is it? A frame shelter. The advantage of great structural has the advantage of great structural strength if they are properly constructed from the right materials. Yeah, well, yeah. Springy, fairly good types of wood are best, particularly willow. Okay, you need a willow tree nearby. If you've got a willow tree nearby, you can build one of them. Quite easy. What's this? What's this? Combat survival. Jungle training lasts 4 to 6 weeks and is designed both to teach and teach the recruit the survival skills specific to that environment and to see whether he is capable of applying them. The jungle also represents a peculiar set of problems. The climate is extremely humid, so clothes and kit are permanently drenched, and certain pieces of equipment are under the risk of corrosion. Insect life can be painful, with mosquitoes only one of legions of insects which attack and bite. We're under attack. It's the mosquitoes. The jungle depths often make navigation near impossible, as well as having a claustrophobic and disorientating effect. The constant need to hack your way through the foliage soon means that your direction of travel wobbles constantly. While the dense jungle canopy ensures that distant landmarks and celestial bodies are almost impossible to spot. On top of this, the soldiers will have to show that they can continue to perform the duties of soldiering despite the terrain, keeping together coherent patrols, setting ambushes, and tracking the enemy. During jungle training, the first task is to adjust to it mentally. While the jungle can be undeniably hostile, it is also relatively friendly to survival in many ways. Water and food sources are plentiful, as are the natural minerals to make shelters. Materials to make shelters. It is easy enough to hide in a jungle environment. Yeah, have you seen those pictures of people in the South American rainforest? Those natives, they stand there, and you just think you're looking at a lot of trees. And you realise, no, you're actually looking at a lot of people who've got, they spit darts at you if they want to. Poison on them. Kill you. And ambushes tend to be extremely effective when staged properly. If you accept these simple facts and treat the jungle more as a friend than a foe, it may go a very long way to overcoming the sensations of oppression which some soldiers have reported. Furthermore, endeavour to train yourself not to become frustrated when you encounter obstacles every second of your journey through the jungle, as with the exacting trials of the selection process. Just accept them and try to deal with them one at a time. Okay, I'm going to end that. I'm going to talk about something else on a different video.